the best thing ever.
There is a problem.
I think the one in particular is...
I don't think. Hi everyone, this is Zing.
And this is Allie, and we are from Bellini Slushie. We're here today to give an update on what we've been doing in the past week for Bellini Slushie. We have a couple new features that we're excited to share, and we're trying something new, doing it via video because somebody, not me or anything like that, is really bad at writing the blog posts on time. So Bellini Slushie is a free open source database of survey questions. So, you know, if you are writing a survey and you need some inspiration, you might need to reference best practices, you might need a little bit of guidance. You can go through the question bank and really, you know, plug and play and find what you need in there, hopefully. A cool new feature that we just added is including more qualitative interview qualitative interview questions in here. So if you see now in the top left, there's a button to include those user interview questions. And then there's a new category as well. So if you click to include them, you'll now see more qualitative questions in the question bank too. So you can create that interview guide, reference anything that you need to.
These are pretty cool. A bunch of people actually contacted us to donate these questions, right?
Yeah, this was, I think we just added about 40 plus questions to the question bank recently, and most of them were these types of questions because people said, hey, this is awesome. Can you also do it for interview guides? Because I need to reference that as well. So this feature is like something I've been geeking out over. I think it's something that I've wanted, not just in our question bank, but just in general running research. So the really easy copy and pasting of questions in the question bank. So let's say you find a question that you want to use. All you have to do is click one button now, and it will copy the question and the response. Then you can go to any platform that you use to design your survey and just really quickly paste it. And the cool thing is that it pastes it and then you can tailor however you want. So for example, for personal income, you might not need all of these different responses. You might need to tailor it based on who your target market is. So all you have to do is, you know, once again, copy, paste, and then edit how you want to. And the cool thing is that, so this was in English, it copied the question and response in English, but then it also works if like we have a Chinese translation, for example, you could just copy that as well. And it works the same exact way. So any translation or localization, it works with copy and paste.
Mm-hmm. And then, like, you know, just because we know people want to build the surveys in like any platform that you want, and like Markdown is a big thing these days. So we actually made it possible. Look at that. It's just paste it in here and you get your Markdown formats. And one other thing that like makes this feature really powerful is when you look at like Likert scales, right? So questions like this, right? You write them often in your surveys, but you know, having to write them over and over again and making sure that the scale is actually right, that's difficult-ish. But like, you know, anything to like maximize your productivity is always great. So rate how likely, you know, you are to take public transport, I don't know. And then you have the scale ready, like boom, this is your question, right?
I'll just add on as well with Likert scales in particular, like you might not know exactly what type of scale to use. Like for example, on this question, we use a bipolar 5-point scale, but maybe you want to use a unipolar 7-point scale for your use case. And if I'm saying words that you have no idea what I'm talking about, we have a note in the recommendation section on, you know, how to use Likert scales, what they are exactly, and it'll help explain, you know, what type of scale should I be using, what point scale should I be using, to really write the best Likert scale that you can in your surveys.
What is the other feature that we're excited about today?
There's also a feature in the top right where you can copy that individual question and share it to whoever or wherever you'd like to share it. And so what it does is once you copy that, it opens up the question bank to that individual question with all of the different details. So maybe you could say, hey, look at this question for annual income. Does this make sense? Should we be using this? And use it as a starting point. Then the cool thing is that you could just go back to the question bank and say, well, maybe we don't want to use this particular question, but there's another question that's similar to it.
Yeah, another thing about this is that, like, you know, the question bank isn't very huge right now. So it's still easy to find like individual questions, but like as this thing grows, like links, like, you know, you can save them as your bookmark, you can save them somewhere else so that you can always come back to them. You know, this just makes it easier. Like before we build out like features to save questions and things like that. Say, I don't know when we're gonna do that, but like, you know, someday.
Yeah. Yeah. And I keep saying this, but you know, these two features in particular, but most of the features that we're building out, we're slowly building out the capabilities to do some really cool things. We just launched less than a month ago, maybe a month ago at this point. So we're slowly building everything out that we want to do some of the things that you're probably thinking about and that you'd like to use this for as well. We're just, you know, doing it piece by piece.
All right, that's all. I think that's a pretty good take. Bye-bye. I'm saying bye-bye for the video, but bye-bye.
Oh, bye.